It's Rinesh, and I'm from the
Rinesh.
Netherlands.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Well,
where are you
I,
currently?
so now I'm in India, and that's where, my roots are in India because I was born in the Netherlands. My parents are from Suriname. Do you know Suriname, the
I don't
country?
know. I don't.
A lot of people they don't know. Okay, that hasn't been
Okay.
taught. So Suriname is above Brazil. It's a country
Hmm.
above Brazil. It used to be British, and New York used to be Dutch. So it used to be New Amsterdam. So
Right.
then the Dutch made the worst trade ever. The
Right.
British and with the so they traded Suriname for New Amsterdam. So that's why it's now New
Mm,
York, and Suriname it was a Dutch colony, not anymore. But the first language there is Dutch. So in the slavery time, the Dutch brought the Africans, then slavery stopped. Then there were contractor slaves, but
right.
they brought the Indians like me, Indonesians and Indonesians. Sorry, Indonesians and Chinese. So that's why it's uh, a mixed country. But the first language is Dutch. The second language, not official, it's Creole, Sranang Tongo, and every culture has their own language.
Wow. Nice.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so 3 or 4 generations back, that's where my ancestors were from India. So for me, India is also like very far, like I don't know if I have family here. I don't know where I'm from. I know the area. I've been there this time. This is my first time. So it's a very interesting experience, very intense, I recognize a lot of things, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's
Okay.
just
Yeah, I've always
crazy.
heard India is like the place for the experienced travelers to go. It's not like an easy
Yeah,
place
I
to
feel
travel in.
oh, in that way. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, if you put it in those terms, I can understand, but I think some people they just go to India right away, and but yeah, I see what you mean. See
Right?
what you mean.
Yeah, it's
But it's
definitely
it's
on my
doable.
place, on my
It's
list.
doable.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just have to go with it. That's the only way to go.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So nice. So how long have you sort of been a nomad or digital nomad or
So,
traveler?
well, I have been digital for like 7 years. I started teaching Dutch. So I teach. I'm a freelance Dutch teacher, and I
Oh,
teach
nice.
expats. So I started in 2015, and yeah, I didn't know my salary wasn't that good, so I'm self-employed. So I had
Hmm.
to, like get a little bit of like a stable, yeah, base income. So I really, yeah, I stayed in the Netherlands for a while. And then to be really honest, I was just scared to take the step. Like I was working for 3 years and then it went well. I have my own way of teaching Dutch or of yeah languages. I love languages. So but after that I was just scared to make the step, to take the
Mm,
step. And then after 5 years, I was like, okay, now I have to do it. And then COVID hit, and then I wanted to go, but I couldn't go. And then a little at the middle end of COVID, I was like, screw it, now I have to go. So I booked a ticket to Portugal, but then they canceled it because of the restrictions.
right.
And I was also quite scared to go, and I told a lot of family and friends like, hey, I want to travel like a long time, and they were like, when are you going to travel? Like y- you're it's not real. Are you fantasizing or are you going? So then there was this. It was really funny how it started. Like there was a party of a friend, a birthday party, and I was like, shit, they're gonna ask me questions again, like, are you going? And then I just booked the ticket. Like I
Nice.
really booked the ticket because of that. So on one side, it's funny, like how I didn't, how you sometimes you need leverage to do something, because I was
Right.
scared to take the step. But it sometimes it's just how it works. You need some leverage. So I didn't like it before when they asked it, but it helped me to really take the step because I couldn't do it from my own motivation. So that's how it started.
Okay. Okay, nice. Wow. And then, so how long have you been? traveling now?
Since 2 years now. So I started in 2000, no, it's 23, 2 years ago. So because now, we just changed years.
Yeah, right.
2021, 2021.
Okay.
So I went to Portugal for 7 months. And like I told you before, there I went like 1 month to each place, which like was, because I also have to work. And then I went to Spain for 5 months, and I love Spain. Spain, I speak Spanish. I studied there. So yeah, it was super cool.
Nice. That's
And then I
awesome.
went back to the Netherlands for 3 months, and then I went to India. And now it's almost 3 months in India.
Wow, that's crazy. And this is all just with you teaching online, or do you have sort of other
Yeah,
businesses you're working on?
I teach Dutch. I've been teaching now for 7 years. So as a freelancer, I want to start coaching, but that's again where I don't have the guts yet to start, know how, what. I did like the courses, but there's still some insecurity there. So that's something I'm working on. Or even just expressing myself on Instagram, how you found me. So I'm looking how to, do something besides teaching Dutch. I love spirituality, psychology. So I'm still finding my way there. My ways there. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of similarities then, actually, because I'm
Cool.
also do teaching online. That's sort of how I
Nice,
was
nice.
doing the nomad life for a little bit in Costa Rica, and
Cool,
yeah, yeah,
cool.
also interested
Y-
in sort of psychology and spiritual world too. So,
Nice, nice.
uh,
Cool.
yeah, that's awesome. So, and yeah, so you've traveled. I guess you went to how many countries were you digital nomading in?
Well,
If that's a
digital
word.
nomading, yeah, let's make it a word.
Yeah,
So digital nomading, only, well, Portugal, Spain, and now India. And next week I'm going to Thailand.
nice, nice.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite country so far to be a digital nomad in?
Well, I haven't been like, as a digital nomad to that many countries yet. India's nice, but India's intense to be honest. Like I have been moving a lot also. Yeah, it's just different.
Mm,
Um, it's nice, but I don't know if it's my favorite country to to be a digital nomad or just to be. But I love Spain, Portugal, and Spain are just like they're
it's
super cool, chill. You can meet a lot of people. Portugal in the south, especially, you have a big digital nomad community. I have not been mixing a lot with other digital nomads. I meet some people, but not that I look for it. So, but yeah, Portugal and Spain are really cool. I really like that. Also,
okay.
I'm also considering to maybe live there in the future. Like these are good balance,
Nice.
work-life balance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I heard Spain's they have a new digital nomad visa this year.
Oh, really? Nice. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so I heard you can stay there like long term if you make a certain
Interesting.
amount of money online. So, yeah,
Cool.
that's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm European, so I can go because it's European Union, but like non-Europeans, it's really helpful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So, what has been your sort of difficulties along this journey towards being a
Is there
digital
Wi-Fi?
nomad? Wi-Fi?
Is there
Yeah.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
Damn,
for sure.
oh,
For sure.
sometimes it's just, especially here in India, like I don't know, sometimes because I've never been in India before, but luckily everything has worked out. Sometimes here the electricity drops, sometimes the Wi-Fi just drops.
Hmm.
But that's always the thing, if I go to a new place, it's always the first thing on my mind. Because I'm now in Rishikesh, which is in the north, but I wanted to go more up north. But one, it's like freaking cold. I don't have my winter clothes with me, so it's not an option. And two is like I hear there's no good connection there, so it's not an option for now as working and traveling.
Mm, right. Yeah, especially with teaching online, you need a good connection.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are like in, like they can work, but with documents or whatever, or like they're trading. A lot of people who trade, like they make tons of money, what I hear or guess. But they just need a stable internet, but we need like for this you need like fast internet. If not, then yeah, you're
Right.
screwed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, fast internet. Yeah, even though it's 2023, we're still hard to find good internet around the world.
Well, it's quite good. What I see in India, I like it. It amazes me that it has been this good. So there were some moments, but then I have my SIM card, so that worked. But sometimes it just dropped. But in general, it's quite okay. There was only one time in Portugal when I was in Algesur, which is like a little bit in the like a hill station, and there was no internet, and I had my MiFi and then my SIM card, but I didn't have I don't know. Oh no, I didn't have a SIM card. So I had to cancel
Mm,
some lessons, and the next day I bought a SIM card, and then it worked. So yeah, things to
okay,
think
nice.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And then, so you just freelance teaching right now, or do you work
Yeah,
for a company online or a school?
I work with two schools for now. I worked with
Okay,
some other
nice.
schools as well, but now I'm working with two schools, so as a freelancer. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't teach directly. I don't have my Dutch teaching certificate. I do have my
Hmm.
CELTA. Um, so officially, then you cannot teach in the Netherlands, then you cannot teach directly, but
Mm,
because they are European companies, I can freelance via them. Stupid rules again in the Netherlands. Well, is how it
right.
is.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, and are you doing that full time, or are you able to just do it part time and then you find the cost of
Um,
living
well, like
lower?
for me, it's full time. But yeah, what is full? I don't have 40 hours per week.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like 30 hours, sometimes it's less. Sometimes, it depends on on because the companies I work with, their clients are companies. So they provide me with the students,
Okay,
the
nice.
expats, the expats. So it depends on how many students there are. But for now, it's okay. It's okay. That's why I want to do something besides it. But yeah, it's okay. It's not
Right.
tons of money or something, like people think, oh, you're traveling. Wow, you have a lot of money, but no, I
Right.
don't have a lot of savings or something like that. I was like, okay, this is how I live right now. But yeah, people always think when you're on like you travel, you have a lot of money, but no, it's not true.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the
I can
bigger
manage.
misconceptions. Yeah.
Yeah, I can manage, but it doesn't mean I don't have my own place, my backpack, and that's the everything that I have, and maybe some stuff at my parents' place, but it's not that much. It's maybe one or one box, but that's it.
Right. Yeah, kind of a
So
minimalist
yeah.
lifestyle. So,
Yeah, and
what would you say your kind of roughly your monthly spending is when you're traveling?
oh damn, that's a really good question. Like in India, I haven't really looked at it to be honest, but wow, damn, I didn't even look at this to be honest. Let's
Okay.
see, like let me
Yeah,
let
that's
me
fine.
say in Europe, in Portugal and Spain, then I think like it was, 1 month. Like there I was just renting an apartment for a month. So let's say maybe, well, if I had a room, no, normally it was an apartment. No, no, a room. Like maybe like 400 for a room, something like that.
Hmm.
And then maybe, I cook myself and stuff like that. So maybe 200, well, 150 or something for food and everything, something like that.
Okay, nice.
So maybe 500, 600, maybe a little bit more. Depends also on the seasons. When it's high seasons, you're screwed. Then you
Mm,
pay like, the jackpot. And
yeah,
I was there
exactly.
in high season as well. And then the charge, yeah, the costs are very different.
Right, right. How about in India? Are the costs? lower in India or
Yeah,
about the
like
same?
because I'm from Europe, so the euro is very strong. It's just pure luck, privileges, in also my opinion.
Mm,
So let's say for food, because I'm in a hostel, I go to hostels now with a workplace. Oh well, where they have internet. So let me say 1,000 rupee per day around for food, which is like 12 euros, something like 15 euros, something like that, 12 euros. And then for accommodation, well, for a hostel, maybe 50 euros per week, 50 euros per week, something like that.
okay. Wow.
So 50, 70, yeah, 120 euros per week, something like that.
Wow. Yeah,
But
that's really good.
but this is a raw estimation, because I also
Right.
go outside and sometimes eat. But compared to
Yeah.
Europe, we're just very privileged, as a European or as a Western, it's just yeah, lucky that the currency is much stronger.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's something a lot of people don't know is the cost of living can be much less while you're traveling. So you can
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
end up spending less than if you're just staying in your hometown or your home city.
it's true. How is it
So,
in Korea? Like, I'm curious. How's
well,
the?
compared to the US, it's definitely cheaper. Like,
Okay, okay,
yeah, but yeah, I'm technically not really a digital nomad at the moment. I'm working at a school,
okay,
so I'm kind of
okay, cool. It's also
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so I kind of go in between. Sometimes I'll like stop and work in a school for a while. Sometimes I'll just work online for a while
Nice,
and travel. So,
cool. That's a nice combo to do online and also, that you're with people, because that's what I don't have. I meet people, but work is always via, yeah, online. It's always different then.
yeah, it's definitely a different, you got to be in a different mindset and it's
Yeah,
a whole different experience. A lot less
yeah,
stability too, I find. So,
true, true.
yeah. Do you sort of have like a daily routine that you stick to, or are all your days kind of very different from each other?
So it depends on the hours, like what my hours are. That's one. But now traveling in India, I don't have a routine.
Okay.
I've been, like this is my final, well, next Monday. So in 3 days, I'm going to Thailand. But I've been in Rishikesh for like 2.5 weeks. But this is the longest that I've stayed at one place. The rest was just 4 days, 1 week, 3 days. So there was no routine. I
Okay,
don't have a
nice.
routine. So
Nice.
but I do miss that, like having a routine. So I hope in Thailand it's like it's very intense for me
Hmm.
personally. So it's just different. So I hope Thailand will be a little bit more chill and that I can stay.
Do you think this is something you're gonna do long term, or do you think you'll ever go back to kind of working in a office or having kind of a nine to
Mm,
five kind of job?
no, never 9 to 5 job, man. No.
No. Okay.
No, dude, no.
No.
But
Yeah.
you never know. Like I don't know how it will be economically. The economy in Europe, it's just getting very bad. What I hear. So I don't know. I cannot say that. But my goal is to to keep on working online, definitely, because it's just a lot of freedom. Um, and also I hope, well, my goal is also to do something with coaching. Um, and yeah, do have a lifestyle like this, but not like traveling like that long. No, no, that's too much. I'm 38.
Mm.
I also want some stability. Like for now, my plan is to visit Thailand and maybe one or two other countries, or maybe just one more, and then go back to the Netherlands for a while, for a few months, and then go to South America or Latin America for a few months, and then I want to check where I want to have my place, and maybe from there sometimes travel. But keep on traveling like this, that no man, that's it's also very takes a lot of energy. Takes a lot
Right.
of
Yeah.
energy. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to like find a place to stay long term.
yeah, and maybe travel from there, that you have like a home base or like, because now I
Yeah.
don't have that. I have it in the Netherlands, but I don't have my own apartment or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I also want some stability. It's something that I'm looking for also.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like a pretty ideal thing, like have a home base somewhere and then you can travel
yeah,
from there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking like, where do I want to live? Spain or Portugal are definitely options. And also just for myself, it's also an inner journey for me. Some things that I want to know about myself. What do I want to do even more? I also have my shady side. So, it's not traveling is not all fun and beautiful like how everybody puts it. There are also
Right.
challenges. You have your normal. I always read it in books, like it's always inside of you, blah blah blah. But it's true, wherever you go, then sometimes you have your shitty days, sometimes you have different emotions. It's not that traveling is like the answer to everything, but it does help to learn new things. So I also have my challenges there, and that's also one of the reasons that I wanted to travel, to look also in those ways for myself, which is challenging as well, definitely.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. 'Cause, yeah, yeah, it's definitely a way to learn about yourself when you're kind of going to different countries, different cultures and everything.
Yeah, and
So,
especially when you are different, Well, this is the first time in my life that I mingle with the people, because here it's, my roots.
mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Was gone for a while. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Huh. So this is the first time that I mingle in India because, I'm brown, like I'm Indian. My blood is
Hmm.
Indian. So this is the first time that I see when I see a foreigner, it's like, now I know how it feels, like
Oh
to be on the
yeah.
other side. And in the Netherlands, of course, I'm Dutch, but physically, they will never tell me, "Hey, you freaking Dutch white guy." They will not say that. So it's
Right.
interesting to learn from both ways, not in a
Yeah, for
negative way or
sure.
something, but to learn. And for you, it's also different. And now you're
Right,
one of
yeah.
the minorities. You've never
Right, yeah,
experienced
being
it,
in
I guess.
Asia especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to that everybody can have that experience, because it makes you more humble. You will see the other side. You'll be
Yeah,
also
exactly.
submissive instead of being the dominant one.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's amazing how much it's changed my life just living abroad and like being
How did it
immersed in.
change you in that way, like being in Asia as a Western, like how is that for you? Very interesting.
I feel like it's helped me to just sort of get in touch with myself more because it's kind of an isolating experience being a foreigner in a in Asia. You're kind of like
Mm,
a minority, so you kind of like
yeah.
feel like you're just kind of flowing through this whole system in an isolated way, and
Mm.
I don't know how to describe it, but um,
I understand what you mean. You're different in that way. So your ways are different. You're called the way you speak,
right,
the way you talk, the way you are. So you really have to make an effort to make Asian friends. You really have to
yeah,
make an effort.
exactly.
It just doesn't come like that, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and you
So
gotta like force
yeah,
yourself to kind of open up to new ideas, new ways of
yeah,
living and stuff. So, but yeah,
yeah.
I love it though. It's great.
Nice, cool,
And
cool,
do you think
cool.
that's helped you along your, because you're also kind of on a spiritual journey too? I checked your Instagram and you were,
Yeah, for me now, and even like now being in India, like the word spirituality has changed totally for me. Um, for me, it's all the essence, like there are just different forms. One uses that, one uses the universe, one uses God or whatever, which I
Mhm.
totally respect. Everybody has their own ways. There is in India, there's a lot of Hinduism. I've been brought with Hinduism. But for me personally, I don't look at those forms anymore, and the essence is the same. But like you are in Korea, the way they eat, the way they speak, everything is different. So in every
Mm,
country, it's just different, you know? The ways and the
right. Yeah.
forms are different. But if you look at the essence, we are just the same. But it's very easy to say this, and I've read this in a lot of books, but the only way is to experience it, and that's now you will experience the other side. You know,
Right.
you
Yeah,
cannot,
exactly.
you can, when you go back to America and you talk to your friends who've never been abroad, or maybe have been abroad but never to Asia, or have been away for a long time, they will never understand you. Never. It's impossible.
Yeah,
They can
exactly.
make an
Exactly.
image, they can have some, you know, some compassion or empathy, but they will never experience it. That's just how
Yeah,
life works. You have to experience it. We can read so many books, but if it doesn't really touch you or touch a deeper level inside of yourself that you can experience it, you will never experience it. And that's something I've learned. Well, it's my intention. I still struggle to keep let everybody be in their own process and in their own experience. Like in the past, I was sometimes pushing, like, oh, do this, this will help you.
mm.
Now I'm like, no, just do your own thing. Like I have my own way, you have your own way. Would like it if you do it, but you know, maybe it's not your way. Maybe my way is different.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and my belief, well, my the way I see traveling, like we just say it in a different way, but everybody who travels, even if they're not spiritual or whatever, they want something, they want to discover something bigger outside of themselves and in themselves, you know, because you will always have
Mm.
change. You will always have different experiences, so you will get confronted with yourself in a pleasant
Yeah.
way or in a not pleasant way, both ways.
Right. Yeah, you
So it's
experience all
always,
sides of it
yeah.
for sure.
So it's always like a spiritual or inner journey. It's just how it works. I can go to South Korea, where you are, and then, you know, we can go to the same things, but our experience will be totally different because we've been living different worlds, different perceptions, different filters, different cultures. So
Right.
it will always be
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like 7 billion people and each one
Yeah,
is unique, totally unique, but
it's
all
true.
connected at the same time. So, yeah, it's pretty
There is
crazy.
this saying, not this expression, well, in Dutch, I think also in English, the world is, it's a small world. You
Hmm.
know, when you see somebody, hey, wow, I saw you there. It's a small world. And I'm like, no, man, it's a freaking big world. Like so many people, so many different cultures, so many different ways. But when you just live in your own place, you're not aware of it. We cannot comprehend it. Our mind will just like
Yeah.
explode if we have all those impressions. It's just impossible.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, so so you got few minutes left until the
Cool,
Zoom call
cool.
finishes. So, do you have any final tips for like someone who would be interested in sort of starting this journey but hasn't yet to like be a digital nomad
Mm,
or world traveler?
yeah, so well, for like I'm just gonna, you know, my experience, like I was really scared to take the leap, and I can understand that people have that. So sometimes like you know, I just told my story like because, you know, I didn't want people like my friends to say, hey, didn't you book yet? I
Yeah.
hated that question, but it helped me. So it was leverage for me. So sometimes it's not about how you do it, but it's that you do it.
Mm,
So it can be, for me, it was negative. I saw it in a negative way, but it now afterwards was a positive way. They were really pushing me. You know, and of
right.
course yeah, it was in a positive way. They wanted me, you know, in to go, you know, like, hey, do your thing, but I was just too scared. So that's
Yeah.
one thing. Sometimes it just goes another way, not the way you want it to be. And Yeah, really follow your feeling and your heart, which is not easy. Oh, it's not always easy. And yeah, do small steps. Small steps. That's the most important thing. I started with Portugal and Spain because I know Spain more, and that helped me a lot. India's just insane. Like it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
For
can't
me as a
imagine going there
Westerner.
for a first time traveler.
Yeah, as a Westerner,
That's,
that's too much. But maybe some people
but
are called to do that. So depends on
yeah,
what you want.
yeah, sometimes it's
Yeah.
good to just dive fully in. A
Yeah,
little
yeah, that's it.
extreme, but
The
definitely
rest will be a piece
life-changing.
of cake.
Yeah,
The rest will be
exactly.
a piece of cake. That's it.
Yeah. So,
That's it.
all right.
Yeah.
So I think the time is almost up. So, yeah, it was nice chatting with you with Rinesh. Thank you for sharing.
Same here, man. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity also. I really like it.